Hi everybody, this is Sugar with Sugarmoon. How are you guys all doing? I hope that you guys are all having a beautiful day and night wherever you guys may be in the world, and I hope that you guys are taking care of your energy as such. Okay, so right now I'm going to be lighting up some Palo Santo to clear the energy within this room. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a quick, you know the drill, astrology energy update. This is for my starseeds, twin flames, light workers, empaths, whoever it may be, mystics, blueprinters, trailblazers, that type of thing. Anybody who comes across this is what this video is for. It's a general reading, okay? So I'm just going to go over, again, like I always do, astrology as well as animal totems, spirit animals that Spirit has been showing me, particularly on the journey. So if any of it resonates, then, that's kudos, right? Don't feel discouraged if you're not getting any of these signs that I'm getting, okay? Everybody receives different signs and synchronicities for their journey, okay? In particular, it just so happens that we're all connected, so we can share some of those qualities and some of those things, okay? So, also, I'm going to be sharing some numerology, some also angel numbers is what they would say, but we call them like numerology type of numbers as well. And then as well as symbolism and music and books and shows that Spirit wants or recommends for the collective to watch or tap into, because there might be a message in there for you. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen any of my previous astrology energy update videos, everything will be listed in the box below, and you can find that within the playlist of my channel. Okay, and then also, mind you, it is general, so take what resonates and throws the rest. When I call out signs, it doesn't have to be within your chart. It's just overall the energy that I'm feeling at the current point in time, okay? So yeah. All right, and when I refer to divine masculine, divine feminine energies, right, I'm referring to the energies that we have within us, that it's important to focus on balancing out both. But I'm referring to energies, not gender, all right? So energy is very fluid, non-gender related, okay? So it's for everybody. So, okay, astrology right now, I did mention within previous videos that Mars moved out of Aquarius into Gemini. No. Sorry, that was Venus. Mars moved out of Aquarius into Pisces. So right now the divine masculine energy within us, which is the ruler of Mars, right, moved into the house of Pisces, which is that fish water energy. So we're feeling a lot of emotional type things. Like if you guys seen my previous video, I was not feeling it, and partly because my moon cycles are linked up with the lunar cycles right now, so I'm kind of like experiencing that and my fellow divine feminines, you know what I'm talking about with the moon cycle. Like that's not fun at all. So I feel really drained out on top of the whole transitioning and getting in touch with the emotions and diving deeper within us, that type of thing, in that dreamlike state. So so when I say that, it's because predominantly within my chart I have a lot of fire and air, okay? Not a lot of water. I have a lot of people like to think that I have Scorpio, or a lot of I do have Pisces within my chart and Cancer, but I not really Scorpio, but a lot of people like to think that I do. But the thing is that normally, since I'm predominantly fire and air, emotions and water like elements just feels foreign to me. So it's like, you know what I'm talking about, like, emotions, I don't want to feel it, but you got to feel it to heal it, guys, and you got to address it. All right, so it's no more avoiding it. Mars in Pisces means no more running away from your emotions. You're going to learn to be more one with them, okay? So learning to drown in the emotions, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like an ego death. Venus moved. She's still in Gemini. She will be in Gemini until August, okay? So again, that's the air sign within us. Right now she's in an air quality. So that's why Spirit is warning divine feminines to watch your words, watch your mouth, watch what you say to yourself and others, because we can be quite Queen of Swordsy, King of Swordsy, if you know what I mean. So it's important to stay balanced and to use your words wisely, okay? Speak life, not death, that type of thing, all right? New moon in Gemini. So this is typically for the new moon in Gemini. This is what I'm going to label it. So this will be on this Friday, May 22nd. So that's very important. Gemini represents the twins as well as the air sign as well. So it is symbolic for the divine masculine, divine feminine energies coming together into union, into one, to integrate into like one another within ourselves, and then also the counterpart. So if you're on that twin flame journey, then everything will fall into divine timing, okay? Everything is going in phases, all right? So be patient is what Spirit is saying. All right, and also be mindful that it is the retrograde season, right? So retrograde means like Pluto, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, all of those planets are just, fucking it up there. I'm just kidding. But for real, we can learn a lot from these planets, especially when they're going through the retrograde. It can be quite daunting, quite a roller coaster ride, all right? Especially if you're not aware of the experience, but retrograde is all about like going backwards. So what I mean by that, it's a planet usually goes direct. It means that it goes in its normal orbit, right? But when it's retrograde, it goes the complete opposite direction. So it means that everybody's gonna feel complete opposite, like just wonky. So a lot of people right now, even myself included, are feeling like I have to calibrate a little bit to all these new energies and these new shifts that are going on with the astrology and planets going on. So that people don't realize that astrology affects our body because we're all connected in a way, even towards the solar system outside of us. So it's a domino effect. So when something happens up there, it's like trickles down here, and then it affects our body, our mood, our daily lives pretty much. So yeah. And I won't even, no. They're telling me to go into the part about like how we're predominantly water within us. So that's quite symbolic as well. Alright, but anywho, new moon is all about bringing new things in, right? Full moon is about releasing typically, but I always say do both during the full moon and the new moon, release and receive. So new moon's all about new things coming in. Okay, so I already covered that. Mercury is currently in Gemini, so again with new moon, and also with Mars. No, not Mars, sorry, Venus, they're all in Gemini. So there's a lot of Gemini energy, a lot of twin-like energy going on right now. So you guys probably are seeing a lot of 1111s at this current point in time. That could resonate. All right, Saturn is in Aquarius, has been, right? As well as retrograde. And then Jupiter is in Capricorn, of course. Then in there, Uranus has been in Taurus for quite some time. But Saturn is ruler of Capricorn, right? And Jupiter is ruler of Sagittarius. So I'll tie into that a little bit later because I've been feeling a lot of Sag energy. Because I feel like the Sag full... Is it the Sag full moon next month? I believe. I hope. I gotta fact check myself. Okay, so Uranus is like that aqua Aquarius energy, all right? It's about wishes. It's all about that, like weird, kooky type of extraterrestrial type of energy going on as well. So, and then Neptune is in Pisces. I always state about that, how that illusions, be very careful of that. So she's in her house, as well as Pluto has been in Capricorn for quite some time. The moon right now, currently at this current point in time, the phase that she's in is Aries. So by the time you watch this or anybody else watches it at a different time, I'm pretty sure it'll be in a different phase. But currently it is in Aries. So a lot of fire energy going on. And that kind of ties into a lot of the Phoenix energy I've been feeling. So cool. Cool beans. So now that astrology is done, I'll go into numerology, all right? So numerology that I've been seeing is 111, 1111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 66, 707, 717, 777, 888, 808, 999, 1010, 1001, 144, 123, 43, 34, and 121. And I'm going to go on my phone because I typically like to, when I don't have access to this and I'm thinking like I'm getting downloads, I like to write things on my phone before I even transfer it to this thing right here. So another numbers that I've been receiving are 343, which is new, 911, 144, 711, and 43, and then 34. Okay, so that kind of ties to 343 as well. So typically what's been showing the most is, again, 1111, which is that spiritual awakening number, typically your first number that you see during your awakening, as well as it represents the twin flame journey, like the twins coming together into union within and without, like on the outside, okay? And then it also represents like a portal or like a gateway in a way, so like a bridge. All right, so 333 is, again, that ascended master's energy for both divine masculine and divine feminine. It's predominantly a lot of that empress energy, so typically associate 3s with the divine feminine and 4s with the divine masculine energy. But 333 is all about that fertility, giving birth, manifestation, magic, that type of thing. So it's very fertile time right now as well. So, and then 444 again has been for the angelic beings, higher dimensional beings, as well as divine masculine ascended masters coming in order to help both, you know, both of us, especially if you're on the twin flame journey, they're really trying to help us out, okay? And then 555 is with the conflict that comes with change. I've been seeing a lot of fives lately. So again, there's a lot of inner conflict that we're having within us. So it's manifesting itself as a way outside of us. So it's feeling crazy right now. It's kind of like that storm-like energy, but the storm will pass. It's temporary, but that conflict that we're experiencing right now is needed in order to strike change, all right? So, yeah, you know, what goes up must come down type of thing. So 888 is, oh, there's like a feather flying in the air by the window. A white one. Well, that's symbolic. I just got done talking about the 4 angelic beings, so they're around. But 888 is also the abundance, infinite abundance, wealth, prosperity, as well as lucky energy. But it also represents for me like the 8, which is the Leo energy, as well as the heart chakra, which is like ties into that 808 as well with the Hawaii synchronicities. But 888 in particular is a really great sign for abundance coming your way, as well as just, you know, being abundant in general, but as well as the infinity sign. So what goes around comes around, like death, life, death, that type of thing. So the end is the beginning is the end. So the infinity sign has been a very big sign lately. So there's a big rebirth going on right now. A big ego death is what Spirit is saying, because 8 typically for me represents the 8th house, which is Scorpio, which is all about that death, transformation type of thing. Okay, so 1010, which is the closing of a cycle and entering a new one. So I'm seeing a lot of people are going through that 10 of Swords moment in order to get to that 10 of Cups moment, if you know what I mean, if you know tarot. But it means also the 10 of 1, which is like the mirror numbers between the twins, or in general for my empaths, right? But the thing is that 1010 is also like people are now closing out a complete, like a karmic cycle, pretty much letting go of the past in order to enter a new stage in life, right? So a new phase typically. So it's very important right now. And then 123 is a sequence that I've been getting quite frequently. Okay, and which is the sequence of just moving on up, like moving forward within the journey. Okay, and 43 has been a big number lately. 43 is also it can be also a birth date. It is my birthday as well, so April 3rd. But in particular, 43 is a very important number because it equals out to a 7, and that's a very spiritual number, okay? So it's all about, that's also a spiritual awakening, as well as like prosperity, good luck, you know, fortune, you know, that type of thing. So 343 is new for me, but 343 typically is like an angel number reminding you that you are watched and you're loved and you're not alone, and that they're ready for you to ask for help whenever needed. So 343 is a reminder that if you need help, please make sure to ask your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, your deities, whoever you pray to, ascended masters, whoever, creator, doesn't matter, okay? Whoever you pray to, if you guys need help, they cannot intervene unless you actually ask for that help, all right? Because you have free will. So but you have free will enough to the point where they can't step in unless you really want them to, right? There's boundaries both in this world and the spirit world, so you got to keep that in mind. Okay, and so 911 again is that emergency factor, as well as the twins, like that represents the twins, like coming together, like emergency, like to come together, to join together for a greater cause, okay? As well as probably a big event. There's always something happening with Mother Gaia right now. But I'm talking about current events, like Mother Gaia, like her, just as much as we're cleansing and purging, Mother Gaia is also cleansing and purging, so we got to keep that in mind as well, because she also has to let things out. Okay, and that comes in the form of natural disasters. So 144, which is 144,000 like workers, okay, very biblical term. 711 is another term. That's a very spiritual term. Again, 7 being very spiritual and 11 being a very spiritual awakening number. So when you combine the two, okay, it's like, it's more like being able to take action towards those dreams and those passions, right? So we're in that dream state because of Pisces right now. We're like, what is it called? Ruminating, kind of feeling out like what we want to do, what we want to go on our path wise, you know. But the thing is, it's like 711 is a reminder that, okay, just as much as we're dreaming these things into reality, we also have to take action forth towards those things, because that's also part of the manifestation process, is taking action, the initiative to actually, you know, get the ball rolling. So it's kind of like that notion, you got to be able to play in order to actually win, you know, that type of thing. Like, you got to be able to roll the dice in order to get a chance at winning, you got to take that action. So it also represents for me July, so some important thing going on in July around that season, and that is like Cancer, Leo type of vibes. Okay. All right, so now that numerology is done, I'm going to go with the spirit animals. I've been receiving a lot of dolphins, again, with that playful energy, being in touch with your inner child, as well as, like, they're very intelligent creatures. It's learning a new language in a way. Like, they speak their own languages. They have their own family dynamic. People say that they are starseeds that come from the planet Sirius, so this ties into my Sirian starseeds as well, Sirius starseeds, but okay, so it's tapping into those higher realms, as well as being carefree, not taking things so seriously, but taking things seriously when needed, but being able to be carefree and more free-spirited, okay? I've been seeing a lot of tigers, okay? Now, normally feline energy ties into my divine feminine energy, right? Because, like, lions, cats, right? A lot of, like, bobcats, mountain lions, and just certain lionesses, you know, those are divine feminine energy. But tigers, for some reason, I feel like is unisex for me. It makes me think of a perfectly balanced divine masculine, divine feminine energy in between, okay? So I don't know why that gives me that vibe in particular, but the tiger for me is strongly divine masculine and divine feminine energy. So also tiger, it's very symbolic. It's about strength. It's about courage. It makes me think of Tony the Tiger from Frosted Flakes. I don't know why. Someone's name could be Tony. I don't know. But butterflies, on a butterflies, which represents like the transformation phase, okay, and as well as moss, which is that death phase, okay. And then I've been seeing a lot of snakes, which is like that kundalini awakening, so the chakra activation. People are going through that heavily, okay. So the symptoms that for kundalini awakening, I shall do a separate video about the kundalini awakening in the future. I like to take my time, okay, but there's so many information out there about the kundalini awakening that you can find. But the snake is very symbolic as well, okay. Doesn't always mean evil, like how religion likes to make it, you know. But anywho, crows, a lot of ravens, hawks, eagles, birds, you know, nightingales, canaries, and swans. Like those types of birds are very prominent right now, especially crows. Like a lot of crow feathers have been around, so crows represent that, you know, Scorpio like energy, as well as communication. So some word being spread around, or a message coming through, you know, from the 5D or from the spirit realm or from an actual physical person, you know, that type of thing. So and then as well as for birds, nightingales have been a big thing. I always talk about nightingales. It's all about being able to sing to your own tune, being able to use that throat chakra, okay, being able to speak your truth. And, you know, everybody has their own song to sing. They all have their own little song that's within them. And it just takes for someone to recognize, or other people to recognize that certain song, and it be able to feel in tune with them. So it's like finding that soul tribe that sings the same song as you, but, you know, I don't know. So nightingale is a very important thing, and it kind of ties into that, you know, feeling trapped. You're not trapped, okay? The illusion of being trapped bird in a cage as well is the illusion. So that kind of ties into what this quarantine feel, right? Everybody feeling like a bird trapped in a cage, right? So canary, again, same concept. And then swan represents for me like a soulmate like energy, as well as beauty. It also reminds me of the ugly duckling, feeling like you don't fit in. As for my starseeds, feeling like you're ugly, like you were just not made to fit in for that crowd, but also realizing that that's not the right tribe for you, that there's others out there that are exactly like you. You just have to venture out and find them, or they'll come and find you at the right moment, right? But it takes for you to take that first initiative, right, in order to leave the old behind, in order to find out that there's others out there like you. So it also, the ugly duckling ties into the fact that he grew up thinking that he was just out of place, right? And everybody made fun of him, you know the story. And he just felt like he was ugly. But the thing is that he wasn't ugly. He was a swan the whole time. He or she was a swan, okay? It could apply for intergenders, okay? He or she is a swan, right? They thought they were ugly, but they were beautiful the whole time. They just didn't look like the rest of where they grew up. So took for them to venture out and to figure out that there's others like them. There's other swans out there. So little tip for my starseeds. Okay, so then also I I did talk about, you know, frogs and foxes and wolves, you know, which ties into like the divine masculine energy, but foxes have been a big thing as well as a misunderstood animal, very sneaky, sly, you know, that type of thing. Foxes take no shit. They don't listen to nobody. So, my goodness, right? So they're also saying Arctic fox. There's many different foxes, like gray foxes. Okay, anywho, so they're saying with the chameleon again, like being able to adapt to your surroundings. If you guys see my previous video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But octopuses, so this is new. I love octopuses. They're like ties into the marine animal, but it also like ties into like the 8 arms. Like the number 8 has been very significant with the Scorpio-like energy. Okay, being able to multitask, being a multi-dimensional being, okay, because I don't think that humans can really multitask. Like, I think that that's kind of impossible. I feel like we manifest better when we focus our intent strongly and basically like on one thing at a time, because it's more stronger when you focus on something on one thing at a time. Little tip. But if you're scattered brain everywhere, it's like a reminder to slow down, but also remember that you are not just limited to one label. You're many different things. Okay, so octopuses can teach us a lot. They're very intelligent creatures. Oh my goodness, very intelligent, like very smart. They're very smart. Okay, there's so much studies and research studies on octopuses, as well as their hearts, okay? And they have, like, what, up to 3 hearts, I believe, right? And that's very significant. So they have more hearts than one. I know that. And ties into the heart chakra that I've been talking about as well. So, the heart is very resilient, is what Spirit is saying, and that it can't really theoretically be broken in a way. It can be very faulty. It can give you some problems, all right? But however, the heart chakra activations is no joke. Ties into the Kundalini awakening, okay? Like I said, it's like someone stabbing the heart in order for light to come in, and it can be quite painful. However, it is beneficial in the long haul. It is a blessing in disguise in a way, so... All right, and then also a horse, which is all about that free spirit. If you guys know the actual spirit, what I'm talking about, the cartoon back in the day, I will actually link at something below that Spirit is really advising people to talk about when it comes to that movie. There's a particular scene where it's about someone trying to break him as a horse in order to take his free spirit away. But one thing that horses can tell you is that this, not only that the heart can be broken. Yes, the heart can literally feel like it's broken, but it can be repaired, right? But I'm talking about your spirit. Your heart can be broken, your mind can be broken, your body can be broken, you know, illusion-wise, right? But one thing that can really never be broken is energy, which is your spirit, right? Your spirit can never be broken. So remember that. No one can really take away your faith. No one can take away your hope in anything. When it comes down to it, they can take away everything you care about, pretty much. And what I mean by they, I mean by the universe, right? It's like, it's up to you if you want to see it as a negative or positive experience. I just see it as dark and light, which is just as is. It's not negative or positive. But, you know, we gotta recognize that there are darker aspects in life that happen, right? And it's part of the journey. It's part of the experience. But one thing that, you know, the darker aspects cannot take is your free spirit, okay? Okay, and so also I've been seeing a lot of elephants, which is ties into that family dynamic thing. Very family oriented, okay, as well as intelligent creatures, all right, very smart, very shy and coy, but don't fuck with an elephant, because when you get them riled up and you keep poking at one, they will run your ass over, all right? Stampede is what Spirit is saying. So they're kind-hearted, as long as you don't, like, give them a reason to want to get mad or pissed at you. And that goes for every animal, all right, or just any creature. Like, everything's pretty docile and pretty chill unless you fuck with it, and then it just, you know, or the thing is like, I don't know. Sometimes it's intentional, other times it's unintentional, okay? Anyhow, I won't get into that. So, all right, let me see. Symbolism that I've been saying a lot right now is a lot of rain. I'm hearing crow. Tattoos. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if they're showing me right now a DM in particular who's covered up in some, they have some tattoos, all right? But there's a tattoo in particular that's very symbolic, I guess. But isn't every tattoo kind of symbolic? But there's some that are just random tattoos that are just for fun. Anywho, but I'm just saying right now, there's something in particular with tattoos. Like, tattoos are very important. It's like symbolic. So that's why I always say be very careful and choosy what you put on your body, because that particular symbol or whatever artwork or piece that you're getting holds energy to it. So you got to be kind of mindful. All right. But I'm not telling people what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I hate telling people what to do. I hate being told what to do. But that's just the Aries in me. Okay. So but the thing is like, when it comes down to it, be very mindful when it comes to like what you're putting on your body art-wise. Okay, a lot of people don't like to think about it. They're just like, oh, it's just art, you know. No, art also holds energy to it. So when you put that on your body, it affects it. So if you have some like lower vibrational type of artwork on your body, it's going to bring down your vibration. Does that make sense? Like, or that's why a lot of people like to get like protective, like, you know, symbols. Like I'm seeing an ankh, like someone wanting to get a tattoo of an ankh on their body, right? That means you're being balanced between your masculine and feminine energy, as well as being protected. You know, the ankh is a very ancient symbol, right? Going back to ancient Kemet. So yeah, anywho, but okay, I always talk about the compass and clouds, but we'll skip over that. I've been getting a lot of rainbow synchronicities, which ties into the rainbow bridge, as well as having faith that whatever it is that you're manifesting is going to be making its way over. It's in delivery. It's on transit. That's what Spirit says. In human terms, it's in transit. Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of Greek synchronicities. Now, I'm not anywhere near closely related to Greece or Greek or any of that manner, okay? But for some reason, Spirit's been really guiding me to Greek, like either Greek mythology or Greek culture or just Greek heritage. Like, it has nothing to do with me, but I'm just saying, like, right now, possibly a past life, someone had a past life tied to Greece, or, you know, around that time period, or now. There's some symbolism when it comes to that. Or there could be some ancient knowledge or some things to be tapped into when it evolves around Greece being a gridlock point. Okay, so, alright. Okay, let's see, a lot of broken clocks, which represents time is illusion. I've been seeing a lot of wisteria, which is this purple like hanging flower. Okay, that's very beautiful, very dreamlike as well. But I'm also seeing roses, which represents the divine feminine energy, and then yellow tulips and pink flowers. Okay, so yellow flowers representing like happiness, like sunshine, that type of thing. They're saying that Maya Angelou, it was a quote that Maya Angelou did. It was like rainbow, and I have it on my Instagram. So if you guys go on my Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it was like right when I was starting it. But she said, "When it look like the sun ain't gonna shine anymore, God put a rainbow in the clouds." So it's an old. It's not Maya that's saying it, but it's an old song that's passed down lineage-wise for African lineage. Okay, so then I'm getting a lot of tree of life synchronicities, right? That ties into being deeply rooted, okay, ancestry, as well as biblical terms, you know. But I always say, like, it's important to study all facets, different types of religion, like study your Bible, study your Quran, study many different things, like Buddhism, like Hinduism, like study different, like I'm all for diving deep into many different aspects of a particular subject, because you'll find that a lot of the things are connected and it'll take you to another source. So it's like you can fall down that rabbit hole very deeply. But the thing is like Spirit is saying it's good that you're like it's good to do research, get into white butterfly. It's good to do your research, but also recognize how you're going to turn that knowledge into wisdom. How are you going to implement this knowledge that you are finding into your life? How are you going to use that, you know, utilize it? So it's good to sit on the information, but how are you going to use it? Does that make sense? Like, okay. So I've been seeing a lot of, again, feathers, yep. Rings, yeah, marriage, commitment as well. Fireflies, again, I've been getting a lot of firefly synchronicity, and I'm still trying to figure that out, but they are very beautiful. But I am getting fireflies, and I did paint one within my channeled art painting. So those came out in the painting as well, so very significant. I've been seeing a lot of sun, moon, stars, you know, talks about the masculine, feminine qualities within us, as well as star seeds. Then I've been seeing a lot of hearts, yeah, bells, When you hear a bell ring, an angel gets his wings. I see a lot of strawberries. Like, that's also my favorite fruit, but a lot of strawberry synchronicities. Pink strawberry. A lot of pink synchronicities, as well as aquamarine and turquoise, so a lot of blue. It's funny because I'm wearing blue today. I felt guided to wear blue. But I've been really connecting with the color aquamarine in particular. And then trains and planes and bikes and skateboards, all the types of transportation, you know, tying into like moving forward, as well as something is coming. Like, so ships as well, something is coming. Then they said lavender. Lavender is a great herb as well to really use for anxiety or overthinking, or to calm your mind down for insomnia. So if you're having a hard time, get some lavender, or find some lavender and being able to use that. You can either burn it, put it in your bath, or make it into oil, whatever it may be. Do some research on how to use lavender in order to use for, because they're saying like lavender is a great thing for anxiety, as well as lemongrass. Lemongrass is going to help you with your communication if you're going to have because Mercury retrograde is right around the corner. So as well as your throat chakra, helping to open that up, as well as it's going to provide some protection around your energy. So it's good to put that within your body. Okay, herb wise, I don't know why they're telling me to say that. Then they're referencing the kiss of death, so that's very important. Okay, this is random, but the kiss of death, I did reference that within previous videos, especially when I referenced the eye open at the close, which is a Harry Potter synchronicity, but I did more research. It was more about the golden snitch. Ties in more into like that phoenix synchronicity as well, with the rebirth stage going on. But I open at the close. It took for Harry to kiss the snitch in order for it to open a certain portal, as well as they're showing the golden egg that it can only be opened underwater, right? So it ties into the Mars going into Pisces, right? They're going underwater. What does that mean? So I'm seeing a lot of mermaids, a lot of sirens, a lot of different Atlantis type of synchronicities. I'm getting a lot of marine animals. So there's this golden egg that this thing also where ties into the Goblet of Fire, where you had to open it underwater in order to actually hear the message. Does that make sense? As well as kissing the snitch, which is a Horcrux, being able to open a certain thing, because it took for Harry to die in order to, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But the kiss of death, which is also ties into Catwoman. Catwoman also, if you guys know the story originally, how she transformed, it took for her to actually die. Pretty gruesome, especially if you watch the Halle Berry version. I love that. She's fucking sexy. I love Halle Berry. I love divine feminines. I think women are just beautiful in all shapes and sizes. I am not bi or anything. It's just, I love women, okay? And I love men too. So I like humans for what we are. I'm just a human lover. Does that make sense? Okay, whatever. And that does not mean pansexual, okay? Just letting that out there. But I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the where am I? What was I saying? They totally just took that out of what I was just saying. Oh yes, Catwoman. Okay, sorry, I just got so distracted at how pretty Halle Berry is. Okay, so then, but it took for her to pass away, and then what happened is that ancient old cat from like pretty much Egypt, like the old cat, had to breathe this certain life into her in order for her to transform and become into her full power, which is Catwoman. Okay, so that's very significant, very important. All right, so very symbolic about the kiss of death, okay, in order to wake up. It also goes into that prince type vibe, where you have to kiss in order to wake up, like true love's kiss, right? It ties into that frog synchronicity. So something to do with the lips, something to do with the life, kiss of death, kiss of life, that infinity type thing, okay? It could theoretically mean actual death. I kind of am avoiding that, but I am talking about, like, if we're talking about transitioning, we're really talking about people actually making their transition from this world to that world. So any spirit right now who are making, of course, everybody dies every single day, but I'm talking about people who are making their transitioning, and you know of that, and that affects you. I pray for them, and may they be in peace. May they, not be in pain. They're in a better place, and they're they're there willing to help you when needed and stuff, right? So it's more so, Spirit likes to say, we worry more about you than you worry about us. Like, thank you for worrying about us, but we're more so worried about you. We want you to live your life. We want you to live your life to the fullest. We don't want you to be sad. We don't want you to be thinking of, us in the darkest moments and everything, and remembering them in their last moments. Like, they want you to remember them for what they were, which was their strongest. They're like when they were pretty much at their best, and they just want you to know that they're okay. That's what Spirit's saying right now. I think someone needed to hear that, but if you've lost someone, and I know this because I've lost so many people in my life, okay, I'm pretty pro at losing people, so, but just letting you know that they're watching over you and that they're okay and that they're protecting you and that they're ready to step in whenever needed, okay, and that, they're worried about you. They're like, I'm trying to help you out, okay? So, wipe your tears, It's good to cry. Let it all out, Don't let anybody tell you don't cry. Let it out. Spirit wants you to purge. Okay, don't be afraid to, especially for my masculines, don't be afraid to cry. Let it out. Let your heart out because there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's important to be in touch with those emotions in order to, again, white butterfly. It's important to be in touch with those emotions in order to be in touch with yourself, okay? So don't neglect those emotions. Feel it to heal it. All right, because I've been crying. Shit, I cried last night. Yeah, cried a lot. I've been crying a lot. Ever since Mars moved to Pisces, I'm like, I'm just like, fuck. I'm remembering everything. Especially like when I'm tying into the past life. I'm getting a lot of past life things because that ties into Pisces. And I'm like, oh God, that happened? Like, no wonder why I'm like this. Like, no wonder why I'm dealing with this karma now. And it's like, it's just learning to accept yourself and be more authentic, you know what I mean? Anywho, so Spirit is telling you guys to, okay, look out for right now, Pride and Prejudice. So I did mention Mr. Darcy being like kind of like a Scorpio man or like a DM energy, right? But this is for my divine feminines, okay? Be careful of your words. Like Elizabeth, it's like that Queen of Swords mode. Elizabeth had a lot of pride. And the thing is like, I feel like a lot of us as divine feminines, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm very prideful, okay? We have ego too, just as much as the divine masculine energy. But right now, Spirit is saying to the divine feminines in particular, release the pride. Release the ego, okay? It's okay, especially when we're hardened from being hurt from the past. Like, I don't blame you, especially when you have a hardened heart, right? That ties into that. But letting go, slowly, whenever you're ready, okay? But being able to accept the past for what it was and being able to release that and knowing that you still deserve love. You still deserve love within your essence. You are love, okay? So release that pride and the prejudice, that type of thing. And then also Hakuna Matata. So it means no worries for the rest of your days. Okay, so Hakuna Matata. That Spirit is saying, no worries, quit, don't worry about it, Just sing, dance your way through life, dance in the rain, that type of thing. Things are temporary, yes, like be in that moment, recognize that it's okay to be okay, not be okay. It's okay to not be okay, all right? Don't try to sugarcoat certain things within life. Like if something feels bad or wrong, then let it feel bad or wrong. But also recognize that is temporary, it doesn't always stay there, okay? So anywho, let me see. So Hakuna Matata, Lion King, you know what I'm talking about, ties into the lions, the Lionsgate, that type of thing. So there's a lot of symbols that we can get with if you tie into your inner child and, especially if your child self is telling you that they want to do something, like in particular, like what I mean by tending to your inner child is also fulfilling out those needs, not ignoring it. So say for instance, doing things that make you happy. Like if you liked watching Disney movies as a child and watch Disney movies as an adult, like there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like that is also being able to be in touch with your inner child, like giving it your child self what it needs, because you'll start to notice a difference within your mood when you start doing that. Now, you don't have to do it excessively, but just do it when needed. Does that make sense? Like, okay. Okay, so also, for my starseeds, they're showing me the scene, the I don't know why they call it the Karate Kid when it was basically Jackie Chan teaches Kung Fu, which is totally different from karate, but that's besides the point. And anywho, if anybody knows, I'm really into MMA, which is like mixed martial arts, like fighting, and I'm like into boxing, I'm into like karate, I'm into Kung Fu, that type of, anyway. And then, oh my gosh, and I would like to watch like never mind. Okay, I don't know why I'm in this mood. I'm in a really good mood, but in a weird mood. Anywho, but they said for my Starseeds Karate Kid, it's not the original ones, it's not the original. It's the remixed version with Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, there we go, and then also Jackie Chan. So it was when he was like, I hate it here. I want to go home. I hate it here. I want to go home. You know, that type of thing. And so, because he didn't like the fact that he moved to a completely different area and it just wasn't, it was just change. He wasn't good with change, all right? So Spirit is saying to my star seeds, that is how they're seeing you right now, especially when you're saying, I hate it here. I want to go home. You know, that type of thing. They're like, your home. Home is where the heart is. Home is where you make it. You are home. Yes, your home was in previous lifetimes, even now, because, you know, the past, present, and future is always happening all at once, but I won't get into that. But but since you know that you have many origins from many different locations, many different areas, sometimes you feel homesick, especially being a star sick when you're here on Mother Gaia, when you're on Earth. You're just like, ugh, I don't belong here. I feel like I belong somewhere out there, right? But Spirit's letting you know, yes, while you are out there doing your own thing, theoretically in many different realms, you also recognize that you also have a purpose here too. This is also your home as well. So it's like that theory of quit thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. It's time to start watering your own grass. So you will start loving the things that you have around you when you start tending to those needs first. When you start tending to what's around you first, okay? Creating the environment that you want, creating the life that you want is going to help with the fact of not feeling homesick, because you're creating the home, the lifestyle that you want. And also the home represents your body, your temple, being able to tend to this as well, not just what's physically around you, but this, making sure to keep this intact, being able to be mindful of what you're watching on the news, or not just don't watch the news. I always say I don't watch the news, but but don't be like la 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 up in the clouds where you don't know where anything's going on in the world. That's I need people to be practical and spiritual, being balanced and out between both. But Spirit is saying, like, being mindful of what you're watching, being mindful of what you're eating, being mindful of what you're drinking, being mindful of what you're hearing, like what type of music you're listening to. Like, are you listening to 440 hertz? Are you making sure to listen to some high frequency music every now and then, right? 432 hertz. Are you, you know, like, it's that type of thing. Like, are you being mindful of what you are putting or surrounding yourself with, even the people, individuals that you surround yourself with, right? That's why I always talk about karmic things, like people, places, and things that you surround yourself with that may be draining your energy or creating some sort of, I wouldn't say there's nothing, like the blockages are more like an illusion, but it's like creating a delay. Does that make sense? So like, say for instance, Spirit saying spring cleaning, they're really advising that to make sure a great start, if you don't know what to do with the inside of you, right? You have nowhere to start, you don't know how to get in touch with yourself first. Great way to do it is to make sure to look around your surroundings. So are you holding on to certain items from people, places, and things that you know you shouldn't be holding on to, and that should have been gone, and that every time you look at it, it brings you negative vibes and negative energy, and all you do is cry every time you look at it? It's time to let that thing go. So, you know, that goes for photographs, that goes for, like, I'm going nitty gritty. Now the thing is, people get scared, like, talking to you Cancers too, especially for Cancer. People who have Cancer in the chart, you guys have a hard time letting go of material things. So there's certain like things within your chart that it just explains how we are. But the thing is like, holding on too tightly to certain material items is not going to help you when it comes to spiritually cleansing out your aura field. Okay, so go around your room, do that spring cleaning, deep spring cleaning, going in that closet, really scrubbing, getting in the nitty gritty of the corners, up and down, even lifting up things, you know, whatever it may be, getting down to it and really like, you know, that type of thing. Cleaning it out. Also donate some things, you know, sell it, you know, whatever it may be, or transmute it somehow, like refurbish it. You know, you can always, if you don't want to give it away, just find a way to, you know, sustain it in some other way, you know what I mean? Create it into another creative project, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, Spirit is saying like rain chains, you know how rain chains are, right? So creating rain chains out of something in order to make something else, you know? So anywho, I think that, hold on, let me see, I'm gonna check. I really want to go deep within this reading, okay, so I don't want to leave anything out. I typically do, because there's a reason for that. I don't want to bombard you so much with synchronicities, because it becomes very overwhelming, because it is overwhelming for me, but, you know, it helps for me to get this out here. So I've been getting a lot of bow and arrows as well, so that represents that Sag energy, so I feel like that ties into the full moon, and as well as, you know, striking on target, making sure to hit on target, trusting the fact that you're going to hit on target, all right, being steady, being patient, that type of thing, you know. Also, I've been seeing a lot of suit and tie synchronicity, so I don't know who that is. Like, someone's like, I keep seeing someone like adjusting the ties, like adjusting the cufflinks, you know, adjusting the watch, you know, whatever it may be. And then I'm also seeing dresses and heels. So someone's, I don't know who's going out. I keep seeing like someone wanting to dress up or do something. Like someone's going out. I don't know. But y'all have fun. Be safe. And then I've been seeing a lot of so blue shirt. I don't know why. Okay, again, ties into the blues. I had a dream that this one DM, he had a blue shirt on, and I was like, you know what, blue is your color. Like, I just remember saying, like, blue is your color. I don't know which DM out there that likes to wear blue in particular, or you connect with the color blue again with that aquamarine turquoise thing. I don't know, but it looked really nice, and I was like, I like the color blue. It's nice. It kind of ties into that Queen of Cups, like getting in touch with that emotion, like energy, okay? So blue is also a symbol of the throat chakra as well, so wanting to speak out. So blue is very significant, as well as also it ties into the indigo color, which is like that third eye, awakening of the third eye. So it's kind of tied into that right now. So pay attention to your dreams, okay? Really, the dream states you're receiving messages from either your counterpart or spirit, okay? I didn't want to say this. This is so funny. I don't even know if I want to say it. Okay, foot fetish? Like, okay, this is so random. I know, but this is so... I'm calling someone out. But for some reason, there's this... Okay, this is particular energy that keeps coming in, and it keeps talking about, like, feet and liking feet and, like, pretty feet or something like that. And feet can mean a lot, okay? Feet means about movement on the journey, being able to move forward, as well as like your stability, what you're grounded with, right? Because feet is also there's a chakra, like a portal within your hands, within your feet, right? Because, you know, that ties into Reiki. I won't go into that yet, but Reiki, you know, you have healing powers within your feet and hands, okay? As well as portal openings in a way. So your feet, that's why I say go ground yourself outside barefoot. Putting your feet in the grass is going to help that, because your feet is able to absorb that energy a lot easier. But the thing is like, I feel like someone out there, like, y'all freaks liking have a foot fetish. I don't know if y'all like sucking on toes and shit. I don't know. I'm calling someone out, but okay. Okay, and then crystals that I've been connecting with the most, that spirit is suggesting to work with some tiger's eye, get you some black tourmaline, okay, or black onyx to help you, because new moon is all about that dark part. It's also ties into the breaking dawn synchronicities I've been getting from Twilight, because they've been saying watch like some. Sorry, my thing cut off. Okay, remember this is a little bit longer, so I'll try to wrap this up right now. But so like I was saying, suggesting certain crystals. I've also been connecting with opalite. So opalite is a big thing. It's also great for anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety synchronicities. I deal with anxiety as well on the daily, and it's more so under control now than it was way back then, like in the past. But that's why I said be on the lookout for the spiritual anxiety video that's going to come out in the future, because I will be talking about that and how to kind of cope with that, as well as doing a reading on that, and, you know, other types of like mental health things in the future. So spiritual anxiety is definitely on the list that's going to be coming out very soon, okay? And this will tie into like the new moon with the breaking dawn. Like I said, it's always darkest before dawn. Like the new moon is always about the moon being like blackened out. It's so dark, okay? That's why it's all great for shadow work. A lot of people like to think that full moon's great for shadow work. It is. It's all like about releasing, but when it comes down to it, new moon, since it's all blacked out, and nothing's highlighted, it means like the darkest, like things that you can't see, things that are hidden, you know, that type of thing are gonna start coming out. So like nocturnal animals is what I'm seeing, like a lot of bats, different types of things, okay? But things that go bump in the night. So that's why, I got my left ear. But they're saying connecting with, you know, those certain crystals will help ground you, help you keep you protected, okay, as well. And then I've been also connecting with peach moonstone. So I have one right here. This is peach moonstone. So this right here is going to help with your menstrual cycles for my divine feminines, as well as moon cycles. You know what I'm talking about, moon cycle, menstrual cycle. So this will help you with your sacral chakra, your womb, okay? Because a lot of sacral chakra activations are happening right now, especially for divine feminines. I'm feeling it a lot. So I feel like that ties into giving birth to something, about to give birth, all right? Or going through that, you know, especially if you're expecting, you know, congratulations, but also for the fact that you are very fertile. So be very careful, divine feminines, all right, if you guys do not want to get pregnant. So peach moonstone. Also, I need to give me a yoni egg. Spirit saying, divine feminines. You guys know what I'm talking about? A yoni egg? I want to get one. I want to start working with one. I'm going to manifest that too as well. So get that box right. All right. Much love to you guys. I hope everything helps. I'm going to come in with a separate video for like a tarot reading, just a quick tarot reading. And I'm going to show like a new deck that I've got and do a little reading quickly on that. So get some more information on that. But much love to you guys. Stay safe, and she'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.